What's up, YouTube and Facebook? Make sure that you say hello, or I will not know that you are in the room. What's up, TikTok? Hey, Maple Leaf. What's up, Mighty Morrison? Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Hala Madrid. What's up, Maya Reeds? How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Annie. What's up, Miss Cheesema? What's up, Queen T? Monica. Good to see you. Mary Shaw. How are you? What's up, Cynthia? You guys started going really quickly now. What's up, MBM? Tawana, Ja, good to see you. Thanks for subscribing, Wanda. Appreciate it. Hey, Deborah. What's up? How are you? What's up to TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook? Hey, Candy Kiss. What's up, Irma? How are you? What's up, Blinging and Blessed? Hello, Conchita. Celia, good to see you. Dillgrave, good to see you. Sherelle, good to see you. Mandarific. YouTube and Facebook, make sure that you speak because I don't see when you join. So if you don't say hello, then I don't say hi. What's up, Tony Key? Hey, Max. Hey, Rashad Gunn. What's up, Kimberly Ratcliffe? Good to see you. Hello, Lisa. What's up, Win Dixie? Hey, User Blessed. Hi, Kimber. Kathy Bell, Donna Ski. What's up, Stacy D in the place to be? What's up, Irma? Farah, good to see you. Dirty Bad Blogger. What's up, Jay? Yes, baby. Hey, Dirty Bad. You what?
I have myself a bed.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good job.
I'm fine.
You're fine? Okay. All right, let me finish up, okay? Your first time in weeks. Well, good to see you. Glad you're back. What's up, Texarkana? Hey, Sherry Martin. Okay, so what's up, Danilo? So as you all can see, I do have something very specific that I want to talk about today. So YouTube and Facebook folks, you don't have the same background as TikTok does, but I have up a background from 1994. Of some folks signing a very important agreement. Hey, Christine, and then I also have a little side picture of Zelensky. So, oh, thanks, Alex, appreciate that. So, hey, Brittany, hey, Red Hot. I do want to start by saying a couple of things, just a little housekeeping, a few a few housekeeping notes. Yes, Lisa, that be what it is. But there's also some more things that I want to talk about. Yeah, so. And there's a couple of other things that I'm going to be putting into the link tree today. I have a couple of other documents that I want to share with everybody. But first, before we dive right on into that, I want to just start by saying a couple of things. If you did not attend, if you were not able to attend Saturday's workshop, that workshop link is in the link tree, right? It's in the Google folder that has trainings in it. It is also up and live on YouTube for you to watch as well. So it is there in the link tree for you to access. It is also on my YouTube, right? Thanks, Red Hot. I appreciate that. So for those of you guys who did attend, it was a very lengthy, very in-depth training, and people have had a great response to it. So I'm glad that everybody was able to show up. What's up, Tina Noel? And we were able to dig in. What's up, Pie Slice? Hey, SB Unique. What's up, Tori? So what's up, Allie? Good to see you. So I'm letting you guys know that it is all there. You are very welcome. So that everybody can go watch it and do whatever, right? Yeah. So Alejandra, let me just say this. For some reason, Calendly created two links. So the very first link did not work in your email, but the link at the bottom did work. What? Yeah, just leave Titan alone, honey. He's ready to rest. So let me just say this. If you are not, you okay? You slipped? It's really important that to be in the Discord, because when we had issues with the links, I popped over into the Discord and we put the link to the Zoom in the Discord. So even if you're not a paid subscriber, there is a regular Discord for folks who follow me to be able to get into. And so you want to make sure that you're in that free Discord. Whether you're a subscriber or not, okay? And subscribers know that there's a subscriber side. The Discord link is in my, what's up, Susie Inman? The Discord link is in my link tree. So everybody, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok, the link to my link tree is in my profile, period. And if you look at all the social icons that are up there, those are all the ways that you will be able to find me, okay? I'm the Danny Cook everywhere in terms of TikTok, Blue Sky, YouTube, Facebook, and Substack, all right? So other than that, I think I just wanted to let you all know that it is there in the link tree and it is also available on YouTube. What's up, Storm Rider? Next. Sissy, please watch out before you knock those down. Okay.
I'm not.
I know you wouldn't mean to. I just don't want you to have an accident. Okay. Next. Next. What do I want to say? Tomorrow evening, there is another workshop taking place. I am doing what I call a good trouble training for tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link to sign up for that workshop is in the link tree as well. That good trouble training is we will be talking about how to effectively write emails, how to effectively write letters to the editor, how to effectively tag our representatives in social media posts, how to effectively get into good trouble, how to make the most of the 3 to 5 minutes that you might have if you're going to speak before a city council, county commissioner, or whatever, right? So that good trouble training is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link to register is in the link tree. I highly recommend that you do that quickly. What's up, Mama? Good to see you. Because when I checked the other day, there's 100 slots available for that training, for that workshop. And the other day, I think there were only 43 slots left, and I have not looked today. So if you want to attend that workshop, then you want to make sure that you go to my link tree and register for that. What's up, Julie? Good to see you. All right. So I want to dive right in and talk about a couple of things. And some of you guys have already commented on it on TikTok because you've seen the image that they don't see on Facebook and YouTube. Let me see if I can make it available to you guys over here on Facebook and YouTube really quickly. So that you guys can see what I have up as well, because this is what I intend to talk about today. And I intend to just be very forthright about it. What's up, Penny? Good to see you. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because I am so sick to I'm just sick and tired of hearing people say $119 billion is too much to Ukraine. We shouldn't be supporting them at all, and blah, 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 and America first, and blah, blah, blah. And listen, here's my thing. Do you all understand that we do not exist in a world in and of ourselves? Like America by itself isn't the entire world. And this is the reason that many countries cannot stand Americans, because you're selfish as fuck. You have no idea that in order to peacefully, successfully coexist with other countries around the world, we have to have diplomatic relationships with them. There is no, oh, it's just America, fuck everybody else. That's not the way that it works. That is those types of attitudes is how we ended up in some of the worst conflicts in the history of the world as we know it. So let's stop for a second, right? And let's just act like we're not kindergartners. We can understand. Yeah, you see today's energy. Let's just stop for a second and let's see that we can understand that we are not kindergartners. We understand that sharing is caring. That we understand that that it is necessary for us to be able to have relationships with other people all around the world. Let's just be very, very, very clear about that. And for those of you all who, oh, thanks, Ritz. I appreciate that. Thank you, Linda, for putting those up as well. So let me just go ahead and say this. Thanks, Cash. Let me just say this off the bat. Trolls. Here's what I will say. Trolls. Let me not use that word. I mean, because if you're a troll, right? But okay, so there are things that I ask for in this space. Number one, I ask you to be respectful. Number two, I ask that you do not use slurs of any kind because you will be muted and booted for that. Number three, do not type in all caps because all caps is reserved for moderators and a couple of my followers that I know are vision impaired. Okay. Next, do not spam the comments. So if you have something that you want to say, that's fine. You can say it, but do not say the same thing over and over again because it's not beneficial. Hey, Dallas, good to see you. All right. So that's it. Just be respectful. No slurs, right? Don't type in all caps and don't spam on comments. Other than that, we should be able to get along very, very well. I will ask you this. If you come into my comments and you call me a liar or you say I'm giving misinformation or you whatever, I am going to give you the attention you appear to seek. And I'm going to invite you to have a respectful conversation on the panel with me. Thank you, JT. I appreciate that. Now, if you don't do that, you'll eventually be muted or booted because you don't have genuine intentions, right? So I am always going to provide you the facts to back up what I'm saying. And I'm going to expect for you to do that as well. Got it, Brandy. I'll change it. Thanks. So what is TikTok doing? I don't know what TikTok is doing. They do, TikTok, they do new shit all the time. So I'm just going to add something in here and let it go. Confirm. Okay. Good afternoon, Cheryl Russell. Oh, and let me just say this. Hey, Nolan. Let me just say this. I did see before 1,000 people pop in here and go, did you see that Department of Education workers were offered $25,000 to resign? I'm going to tell you this. I saw it. There's nothing else to talk about. It's going to do like everything else. People are going to talk about why they're probably not going to get their 25 grand. People are going to act like people are going to talk about why it's not really just to resign and that it's a bad thing. Then people are going to go to court. It's going to be litigated, and there's really nothing for us to do about it. So I'm not going to waste time really talking about it. What I am going to say to you is make sure that you are already doing your due diligence by contacting your state and federal officials. Got it? That's what you ought to be doing, right? So you need to be contacting your school board. You need to be contacting your state representatives. You need to be contacting your governor's office. You need to be contacting your federal legislators. Those are the people that you need to be contacting. So we're not going to spend a ton of time. I saw it. It's the same thing that they do with everything, and it's going to go to court like everything else does. Hey, Linda Sims, good to see you. So I'm not going to waste time about that. Right, Beach Bum. It falls into our circle of influence, which is number 2. Got it? So, and if you want to talk about the best way to do that, make sure that you come to Good Trouble Training tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got it? Okay. All right. Now, moving right on along, because I do have stuff. I want to make sure that, have you ever tried to share with people why? Same for physical punishment of kids with disabilities in school. Exactly, Cheryl. Which, let me just tell you right now, I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would. Like, for real. Again, some of these things are meant to be emotionally triggering for you. I want you all to understand that they hope to emotionally trigger you. They hope to overwhelm you. They hope to make you emotional. Like, that's part of the plan, folks. And so you have to be emotionally responsible so that you manage yourself appropriately as we go through this nonsense. Right now, let me just say this. We are less than a month away from April 1st. April 1st, what does that mean? April 1st. Somebody tell me what April 1st is. What is happening on April 1st? Don't y'all damn say April Fools. Say something else besides that. What's happening April 1st? Special elections. There you go. Special elections. Okay. That is what's happening. You have special elections happening. And I want you to understand that in Florida, District 1 and District 6 are huge. And the thing that is important about this is that we already have at least one Republican in the House that has demonstrated that they are willing to break ranks with the Republicans, with the GOP, and vote appropriately for the American people. Because we know that. And we've seen that already. If we were to flip those 2 seats in the state of Florida, you would take away the lead from the Democratic Party. It was Massey in Kentucky. So because we know that, every single one of you guys, you know where to go. You go to mobilize.us. You look for opportunities to assist in Florida. You can phone bank from your house. You can text bank from your house. You do not have to live in Florida to help organize. Yeah. So, Kentucky has a Democratic governor. And they love Bashir, and they loved his daddy too, right? Dragon's Fire, it's not about do you trust Florida to vote right? I mean, like, that just is, it's a statement that doesn't matter. This is not about whether you trust Floridians to vote right. It's about what do you need to do to contact as many Florida folks, Floridians, to get them to vote the appropriate way. Yeah, babe. Will I help you? What is it? You want me to get it off? Okay. Okay, you want me to get that one off? So that's what this is about. We're not worried about, do we trust anybody to whatever. Here's what I know, right? Stop, sissy. Here's what I know. There are a lot of people that voted GOP, that voted Republican on November 5th of 2024 who are not happy right now. And they are more than willing to demonstrate that unhappiness in many, many ways. So let me tell you what I am tired of. I am very, very, very tired of people who say, oh, well, people are never going to vote right. Well, you know what? If you keep looking for negative shit, then you're just going to get negative shit. I refuse to do that and say, oh, people are never going to do right. That's just, why would I ever say that? It's nothing that I want to bring to fruition. Come here, Mila. No, come here. Hold on, guys. I'm working. So you have to be quiet until I'm done. Look at me. If you want to go to the playground, when I am done, then you need to be quiet and go watch Sonic while I work. Take these. All right. So I just need for everybody to understand, I don't have any time in the world to entertain negative energy. I really don't. There's enough negative shit coming from the White House. I absolutely don't need it from anywhere else, and I'm surely not going to generate it myself. Period. And you know what? I do have hope that people will learn their lessons and people will move forward. 100% I do. I now see, so let me just tell y'all, I now see a Republican pediatrician. Well, she used to be Republican. When I first met her 8 years ago, she was Republican. She ain't today. And I now see this pediatrician putting out posts on her social media saying, in a region where she knows people are absolute Republican, GOP, whatever, right? And she's saying, folks, do not get your damn medical information from RFK Jr., right? Don't do it. Don't do it, because we had a healthy child unalive from measles. So let me tell you, people are seeing things. People are waking up. People are saying this is absolutely nuts. And when you say I'm not trying to bring negativity, it's just your opinion, I'm going to hold you accountable because you are an adult. If you're on TikTok, you're supposed to be an adult of a certain age. And if you're of a certain age, you know whether or not your opinion is rooted in negativity or not. So be responsible with how you use your words. That's it. Like, why choose to have a negative opinion? Just don't have an expectation. Nobody's asking anybody to trust anybody. We're just simply saying, don't put anything out. We absolutely 100% need to be focused on what we can positively create in this country. I don't know if y'all understand that or not, but we are at a place now where there is no time, we have no leeway to focus on negative things or bad things. We have zero extra to give to that. Thanks, Stacy. Every bit of this has to be focused on what we can do for our country, for our children, for our grandchildren. This is it. Do y'all think, like, seriously, I just want to ask y'all, do you really think that John Lewis, right, and Marcus Garvey and Rosa Parks, and they all just sat back saying, you know what? I just don't trust them people to ever get it right. I just don't trust them to ever give us civil rights. So, I'm not trying to be negative. It's just my opinion. Do you really think that that's the language and the mindset of the ancestors? Because I don't think that's the way they approach this thing. I tried everything I did before the election too, but I don't get to get tired. I don't get to get tired. I don't get to say, oh, well, I did my best before the election. I don't get to do that and just throw my hands up, because I still have children. I still have grandchildren. right?
I love you.
This is the thing. It's not like, oh, well, I did everything I could before the election, so we're just fucked now. Can't do that. Can't do that. Nope. And I'm going to tell you what, those people that came before me, they didn't do that either. I've said this before. Every time I think about being frustrated or being tired, I picture John Lewis on the bridge. Every single time. From the time he was a young man till the last time they did it, I believe in 2016, 2018. Every time. Edmund Pettus. Thank you, Veronica. I don't know why my brain couldn't get it out of my mouth, right? So this is where, folks, listen, the same way that America is not its own island, neither are we. 39 spots left for good necessary trouble. Thank you, Beach Bum, right? So if you want to come to the workshop tomorrow, right, good necessary trouble workshop, right, which is how to write effective letters to the editor, effective emails to your legislators, effective social media posts, effective speaking before your city councils. That is tomorrow. Thanks for subscribing, Deb. Okay. So go to my link tree and make sure that you register. Okay. So, all right. Now I want to move on. So everybody can see the image now that I have up, and you can see that image in the background, there's Bill Clinton. Who knows who this guy is right here? Who knows who the guy sitting to Bill Clinton's right? Who is that guy? Y'all know who this guy is? Yeah. And I know y'all know who Zelensky is today. Yep, Gorbachev. Yeah, look, both of y'all are going Yeltsin, Gorbachev, Yeltsin, Gorbachev. It's not Lindsey Graham. He is Russian. It's not Newt Gingrich. So, all right. So hold on. Ooh, I'm so glad I picked this up. Give me a second. Hold on. Sorry, guys. All right. So, yeah, no, it is Yeltsin, guys, just so you know. But hold on. I'm glad I played this. So I found this little video back when, so y'all do realize that at some point in time, many of our GOP individuals, many of them actually had souls and accurate information. Before they switched and became whatever they are today, many of them had they had souls and they had accurate information, and they told the people accurate information. Okay. And in 2014, Mark Rubio did that very thing. So in 2014, how many of you guys know what happened in 2014? Everybody should know this. Crimea. What happened in 2014? Russia did a thing in Crimea, right? You got somebody, I don't know if anybody is gifting subscriptions today, but Sherry is looking for one. Yeah, they invaded Crimea. Russia invaded Crimea in 2014. 100%. Yep, that is what happened. That is what Russia did. Let me see if I can do one. Can I I'm trying to see if I can give one to, oh my Jesus. It won't let me. Sherry, I was trying to give you one, and I'm trying to see if it'll let me find you to give you one. It's weird. Like, it makes me scroll and you don't come up for me. Damn. If nobody does, Sherry, I'll figure out how to gift you one later. If nobody else does. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. Thanks, Linda. I think Linda just gave you one. So what I want to do right now is I want to play this 1 minute clip, and you all have probably seen it from Rubio, but I want to play it, especially for my friends on Facebook. And some of you all who aren't very fond of me, and that's okay. I still want to play this for you because thanks, Stacey D. Appreciate it. Somebody got you. Linda got her, Stacey. Perfect. Appreciate you guys for gifting subscriptions to folks who need them. All right, so let me show you what this looks like, okay? So this is back when Mark Rubio actually believed in accurate information, right? And told the truth about what happened in 2014. When Dixie, you tried? No worries. Gotcha. So here we go. Thanks for subscribing, Mind's Eye. Here we go, folks. I'm going to play it.
The Soviet Union fell in the early 1990s. Ukraine was left with the world's third largest stockpile of tactical nuclear weapons and strategic nuclear weapons on the planet. But they signed this agreement with the United States, the United Kingdom, and Russia that basically said, if you give up your nuclear weapons, we, these three countries that signed to this, will provide for your defense and assure you of your defense. And so Ukraine did that.
Okay, so wait, I want to stop right there. I really want to stop right there because that really is it in a nutshell. Now, mind you, I have all the documents pulled up. Not only do I have the Budapest memorandum pulled up, but I have the whole trilateral thing pulled up as well, right? I have all of it. And the reason why, and I'm going to put it in the link tree like I always do, right? One is like several hundred pages long and the other one is 48 pages long. But I want to put them in there so that anybody who wants to read them and not just hear Mark Rubio say it, but to read them for yourselves, that you would have opportunity and access to do that because it's important. Now, it's very, very simple. When the Soviet Union fell, what's up, Lioness Queen, right? Well, yeah, Javibration, we may in fact have. So let me just tell you. So the Budapest memorandum is because at the end of what was the Soviet Union, when it fell, okay, Ukraine had the world's third largest supply of big boom booms, because y'all know TikTok don't like for me to say the N word, okay? But that's what they had. They had the world's third largest supply. And so basically what happened is thanks, I don't post for extending your subscription. So basically they were trying to make these kind of peace talks happen with Russia, and those weren't working out too well. So then what happened, I can say nucleus wands. I just said big boom booms, right? So here's what happened. So when that wasn't working, when those conversations between Russia and Ukraine weren't working, we stepped in. Great Britain stepped in, and we helped negotiate that conversation. And there's a document called the Trilateral Process. How many of you all are familiar with the Trilateral Process? A lot of people are familiar with the actual Budapest memorandum, but the Trilateral Process is how we got there. Okay, so the Trilateral Process is how we ended up getting to Budapest. But there was this process that took place, okay? And I have it, and I'm putting it in the link tree for you. Give me 1 second. Boom, 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 boom. Be careful with that, sissy. You got it, babe? Is this the one that I have up? Y'all know me. I have like a bunch of documents pulled up. Yes. So this document I found at brookings.edu, which is a great place to get lots of information. And so it's foreign policy at Brookings. It's the trilateral process, the United States, Ukraine, Russia, and the big boom booms, right? And so it talks about how we got involved and how we ended up getting all the way to Budapest, because we didn't just arrive there miraculously. We ended up stepping in. So for those of you all who say the United States has no business helping Ukraine, we stuck our damn nose in the middle of this to start with. We did this back in 1991 when Russia fell, right? And they were trying to figure things out. The United States of America got ourselves in the middle of this stuff back then. So to say that we shouldn't be there today is to understand that we went there in and of on our own back then. So I need for people to understand that America does a beautiful job of butting into a lot of people's business around the world. We have we do a great deal of that. A lot is just joining all of this, right? So so the first thing that I just put into the link tree is the trilateral process. Okay, the document that I'm talking about right now. That document is, hold on for a second, it's trying to come up. I'm going to put trilateral process on it so that you guys know what it is. Trilateral. Ukraine, US, Russia. And so that is now in the link tree. Okay. Yeah, little old us. We like to, when I say we, I mean the United States of America. Thank you, Brandy, for gifting subscriptions. We are in a subwave. We just did 7 subscriptions. So amazing. Appreciate you guys for that. And then in addition to that, after that, then we got to the Budapest Agreement, the Budapest Memorandum. So no worries. Hey, Amy. All right. So I'm going to read a little bit of this to you guys, and then I'm going to finish playing Mark Rubio, this little 1-minute clip of his. Okay. So the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 left Soviet strategic big boom booms, both strategic boom boom warheads and their delivery systems located on the territory of 4 newly independent states: Belarus, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Ukraine. Okay. Soviet tactical nuclear weapons, I just said it, so hopefully TikTok will be okay, were even more widely scattered. So Moscow quickly secured the return of all of its tactical warheads to Russia during the first half of 1992. Moscow also, in relatively short order, reached bilateral understandings with Belarus and Kazakhstan on the removal or elimination of those strategic big boom boom systems on their territory in that country. Okay. But the process with Ukraine proved more difficult as Kyiv sought to achieve particular objectives before giving up what was then the third largest big boom boom arsenal in the world. So among other things, the Ukrainian government wanted acceptable answers to 4 key questions. Here's what they wanted. Possession of big boom booms was seen to confer certain security benefits. So what guarantees or assurances would there be for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity after it gave up these strategic big boom booms? Okay, so let me just start right there. Ukraine said, hey, I'm open to this, but I have 4 questions that I need answered for us to do that. First one is, we know that by possessing these, we get, it seems to confer some security. So what security benefits do we have? What assurances, what guarantee do we have for security for our sovereignty and our territorial integrity if we give these up? So now let me just say something. And some of y'all are not going to like what I have to say. And I really could give like 0 fucks. And I'm going to tell you why. What I wish, especially right now, is that the leaders of Ukraine had come and spoken to the leaders of our indigenous tribes. And I wish that they would have asked the leaders of our indigenous tribes just how well the United States of America upholds its agreements. Because we've broken our treaties with indigenous people over 300 times. So what I wish is that the leadership of Ukraine had come to talk to the leaders of indigenous Americans, right? And said, hey, how good is your country at honoring its word? Some of y'all mad. And I don't care. I don't care. I can compare the two. I can, and I just did. I can compare the two, and I just did. So, whoever that is in the comments talking about you can't compare the two, you're wrong. I don't care what you think. I really don't care that that is your opinion. Because I will just say this very clearly. Native Americans are not the only people that the United States of America has not done a great job of honoring our treaties and our commitments. The Native Americans are not the only ones. Okay, so just saying, be mad if you want to be mad. Here's what I know. The United States of America typically does a great job honoring its commitments when it is monetarily beneficial for them. That's when we do it the best. That's when we do it the best. When it is for our benefit. So, be mad if you want to. I don't care. So, ask undocumented immigrant veterans who came from other countries, served in our military for the promise of citizenship, who have now been deported and cannot access their VA benefits. Go ask them how they feel about our ability to honor our word. Yeah. Oh, y'all talking about 40 acres and a mule. I didn't even go there because shit, that's the one everybody should already know about. That's easy. Yeah, I did. So, yeah, listen. It is what it is. And that's an accurate thing. They cannot access their benefits. All right? So, well, and I mean for that matter, can we just talk about why do we have Navajo reservations that don't have clean running water? I mean, and I know y'all saw it in Detroit and other things, but you know. Okay. So anyway, I digress. I'm gonna keep reading the document. And I do not care. So let me just tell y'all something. If you start to say, oh well, you know, you have to talk about the politics of it, and you have to talk about the this of it and the that of it. No, it's very simple. When it comes down to it, at the end of the day, the question becomes this, and only this: do you keep your word? At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. At the end of the day, do you keep your word? Okay? So when people want to say, oh, but this is about policies and blah, 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 no, it's very, very simple. We jumped in between Ukraine and Russia and said, we can help negotiate this deal. And as part of that negotiation, we are going to guarantee your defense. That's literally what it says. So let's just keep going. And Judicious, when you say the terms matter, we help set the damn terms. So if we help set the terms and we sign the agreement, then we agree to the damn terms. So the terms are not the issue. because we're the ones that help set the terms. So if we help set the terms and we sign the paper, then we become responsible for adhering to the agreement and keeping our damn word. No, I'm not. What I am comparing are the treaties and the agreements that we made with an indigenous nation over 300 times. That's what I'm comparing it to. That's what I'm comparing it to. Over 300, we've had different agreements with Native Americans about what land was going to be theirs, what land was going to be theirs, what land was going to be settlers, what land was going to be here. And the government of the United States of America has broken that when we deemed, oh, you know what? We think that there's gold on that land, so now we want it. We want it now. We're just going to give y'all this dry, really, really barren, really, we're going to do all of that. So that's breaking your word. I don't give a shit that they were an indigenous nature that you think was conquered to whatever. I don't care what you think. The bottom line is we still don't keep our word. Period. Okay? Now, moving right along. I'm going to keep going to the damn document, right? All right. So, let me pull it back up. Oh, I forgot where I was reading it from. Sorry, guys. All right. So remember, at this time, Russia has fallen. The Soviet Union has fallen. Right. I don't believe that. I don't like that word. I'm repeating what he said, CD76. He said we were conquered. Those were his words. Right. We are reading the trilateral process, which is it tells you how we got to this moment up here, which is the Budapest Memorandum, which is when the United States of America jumped up and got in between Russia and Ukraine in 1992-ish and said, hey, listen, Ukraine, you have the world's third largest arsenal of big boom booms, right? And so we're going to make a negotiation.
I want more eggs and bacon.
You want some more eggs and bacon?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hold on when I finish here. Okay. What's up, Jessica Simone? So we entered in, we got into the middle of it, and here's what was said. So Ukraine said, hey, you have to wait. I know. I'm going to give it to you. Do you want, hey, stop repeating yourself.
No, not.
I said, I'm going to give it to you. Yeah, you are repeating yourself. Okay. Do you want your candy lollipop?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks, let me grab this off the counter for her real quick. Give me 1 second. I ain't going nowhere. Here, girl. Oh, hold on.
I'm not gonna get in tissue.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it. It's okay. I'll pick it up. Don't mess with it anymore, though. Okay.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not making that anymore.
Oh, thank you. You're not gonna make a mess anymore. Come on, and I'll open it for you. All right. So here's the bottom line. What we have is the Soviet Union has fallen. Okay. And so when the Soviet Union fails, there's this negotiation because it's not just Ukraine that has them, it's other places that have them. But those places, they were able to come to agreements pretty quickly. So I'll just go over that part again. Okay. So there were big boom booms in Belarus, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Ukraine. Okay. That's where they were located at. And so Russia was able to very, very quickly secure the return of all of the big boom booms to Russia during the first half of 1992, right? And they were able to, in relatively short order, reach bilateral understandings with Belarus and Kazakhstan on the removal or the elimination of those strategic boom booms, okay? But Ukraine, it was much more difficult. Okay. So here's what happened. The process with Ukraine, right? Ukraine said, listen, we have 4 questions. We need 4 acceptable answers to these questions. And here's what it is. Number 1, they said, listen, possessing these big boom booms confers certain security benefits. So, what guarantees or assurances would there be for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity after it gives up these strategic big boom booms, right? Number 2, the strategic big boom booms have commercial value in the form of highly enriched uranium that they contain, which could be blended into low enriched uranium and used in fuel rods for big boom boom reactors. So, how would Ukraine ensure that it received the value of that highly enriched uranium in the big boom booms that are on its territory? Right? So, listen, they said, first of all, these things are providing us security. So how do we know that we're going to continue to have our own sovereignty, our own territorial integrity, right? And what guarantees do we have of our defense? Number 2, these suckers have like a really important mineral, and we know how valuable it is. And these things are on our land. So if we give them up, how do we know for sure that we're going to receive the value of these things? Because somebody's going to get it if we give them up, right? So they said, listen, security, commercial value. And then number 3, they said, if we eliminate the intercontinental ballistic, all different types of boom booms, y'all, silos, strategic boom booms, and the big boom boom infrastructure in Ukraine, it would be expensive, right? At a time when the new Ukrainian economy was sharply contracting. So they said, who would cover the cost of those eliminations? You want us to get rid of all of this. If we get rid of all of this, if we give these things back, and if we get rid of all of our mechanisms here, that's expensive. So who's going to pay for that? You want us to give you up all of our stuff. We don't know that we're going to get the commercial value of it. And you want us to pay to get rid of the stuff that you don't want us to have. And then the 4th thing that Ukraine said was, how, where, and under what conditions would those strategic boom booms and whatevers be eliminated? Those were the 4 questions. And folks, I don't know about you, but those are 4 really reasonable questions in my mind, right? So bilateral Ukrainian and Russian negotiations were going on for months and months and months and months, right? Yeah. So, but Leslie, that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about us entering into this agreement with them. It doesn't matter if it's a formal treaty or not, because I'm definitely not here to mince words. What I'm here to talk about is the integrity of this country. That's what I'm here to talk about. Right? Because, like, I'm just gonna say right now, right? If you have a commitment ceremony with your significant other, and then they go out and cheat, and they're gonna like, well, it wasn't really a formal marriage. You're gonna be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? We're not doing that. We're not playing semantics. Right? You have a commitment ceremony, and then that joker cheat, and they're gonna be like, well, yeah, but it wasn't a formal marriage. Nah, we are gonna talk about, come on, y'all. So those bilateral negotiations were going on for months after the Soviet Union fell. And they began to identify solutions to some questions, but never successfully came to closure. So the September 1993 Massandra summit between Ukrainian President Kravchuk and Russian President Yeltsin initially appeared to have achieved a formula for the transfer of the strategic boom booms, right? But it collapsed almost immediately. This deal did. So, getting the big boom booms out of Ukraine topped our agenda with that country in its first years of independence. That's what we were most focused on. the United States of America. It was a good priority for us. It's what we wanted. We wanted them to not have them. As a newly independent country, we did not want them to have it. Washington wanted those boom booms transferred to Russia, but was sympathetic to some of Ukrainians, to the Ukrainian government's concerns, and actively discussed the issue. Now, for me, I'm sitting up here going, why? Why did the United States of America want them to go to Russia? What was we doing? Anybody got those types of questions? Because I do. I want to know, why would we rather Russia have them than Ukraine? Right? But if you remember, when Lev Parnas starts talking about the Soviet Union falling, and he starts talking about how people just expected there to be this democracy that just replaced it. Remember that? And Lev said that that's just not what happened. The same crooked ass people still ended up taking over the country. Remember that? If you did not see from Lev, from Russia with Lev Parnas's interview or the documentary, you need to watch it, because he literally talks about that and how somehow people just thought because the Soviet Union fell, there was just going to be this immediate, democracy. But yeah, nah, from Russia with Lev. Thank you. I don't know what I said, LaMonica. You got me all day today, and I appreciate it. But it didn't happen, right? So, because that's what we wanted, we interjected ourselves, right? And we had a trilateral meeting of America, Russia, and Ukrainian diplomats in August of 1993. And then we ended up having the Budapest Memorandum in 1994. But y'all, this entire document, and I'm not going to read it all to you, is 48 pages long. 48 pages long that talks about this process that we went through with them. So here were the things that were coming up, okay? So several factors explain the success of the trilateral process, right? The ability to find a solution that met the interests of all parties, right? Because it found a win-win-win solution that met the minimum requirements of all three participants, okay? The importance of, quote unquote, doing what works. It succeeded because the sides were prepared to look for practical solutions and just do what worked, okay? The value of using events and presidential involvement to drive the process, right? So we used really high-level meetings between Clinton and Yeltsin and Khrushchev to make this happen. The value of money in easing solutions. This is what we did. We interfered. The United States of America did not want Ukraine to have this big arsenal of big boom booms. So we made this a trilateral process. We did that, right? What's up, Sonny? To accomplish what we wanted. And Ukraine said, okay, but you have to meet these things. And one of those things is ensuring our sovereignty, ensuring our territorial integrity, right? And ensuring our defense. That was the agreement, folks. Period. That was the agreement. Now, the memorandum, hold on one second. So this is it. I want y'all to hear. It's Ukraine, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain, Northern Ireland, and the United States of America. Okay. Memorandum on security assurances in connection with Ukraine's accession to the treaty. Did you hear me? Listen. Memorandum on security assurances in connection with Ukraine's accession to the treaty on the non-proliferation of big boom booms Budapest 5, December 1994. So this memorandum is because Ukraine joined the treaty that everybody else had entered into about the big boom booms. So when somebody says the Budapest Memorandum was not an official treaty, no, Ukraine joined the official boom. They joined the official treaty, and as a result, we did this memorandum saying this is what we'll do. And what we wanted was for Ukraine, we wanted Ukraine to give the big boom booms back to Russia and get rid of all of their ability, their silos, their systems, all the mechanisms that they had on their land to make those things work. We wanted them to dismantle them. Now, why in the world the United States of America wanted us to give these things back to Russia, I will never know. I would love to know. I love it, Sonny. Yay. Right? But I don't know why. It makes me go, things that make you go, right? But this is more of that politic and bullshit, right? So, sorry, I'm just knocking stuff down while I'm talking to y'all. Okay, so let me just say this. Let me explain how part of this works, right? So, Judish, right? I don't have to talk about the NATO expansion because that's not part of the conversation that I'm having right now. Like, if you want to talk about the NATO expansion that was happening at that time, then you have the ability to go live and do that. What I'm talking about right now specifically is the United States of America saying, here's what we would like for you to do, Ukraine, and here's what we agree to do for you if you do it. And not only do we agree, right, but the United Kingdom of Great Britain agrees, Northern Ireland agrees, right? We all agree. All right, Bailey, no problem. And the thing is, it was Russia that first violated this memorandum, right? Russia did. And when do we know they did it? They did it in 2014. They violated this memorandum, this agreement in 2014. Right. When they went into Crimea. Exactly. So the person who was telling us about this, hold on, and let me just finish sharing for you guys, is Mark Rubio, right? Back when he felt like telling the damn truth about things. So let's go back and check out Mark Rubio real quick and the rest of what he was saying. And since the entire thing is only a minute long, I feel like we can listen to the first 25 seconds again, and then we can listen to the rest of it. So this is back when, in my opinion, Republicans still had the ability to tell the truth and to stand up for what was right before they pledged allegiance to a person instead of the country. He is a yes man. This video that I'm playing for you, Dale, is from 10 years ago. He is a yes man today. He wasn't 10 years ago. So yeah, that's what I mean. They say it because it is a thing. It's true.
When the Soviet Union fell in the early 1990s, Ukraine was left with the world's third largest stockpile of tactical nuclear weapons and strategic nuclear weapons on the planet. But they signed this agreement with the United States, the United Kingdom, and Russia that basically said, if you give up your nuclear weapons, we, these three countries that signed to this, will provide for your defense and assure you of your defense. And so Ukraine did that. They gave up these weapons. Well, now, this was signed in 1994, 20 years later, one of the three countries that signed that agreement hasn't just not provided for their defense, they actually invaded them. And I want to make a point on this for a second.
Hold on.
Think about if you're one of these other countries around the world right now that feels threatened by your neighbors.
No.
And the United States and the rest of the world are going to you and saying, listen, don't develop nuclear weapons. We will protect you. We will watch out for you. What kind of lesson do you think this instance sends to them? I think the message this is sending to many nations around the world is perhaps we can no longer count on the security promises made by the free world.
Boom.
When the Soviet
And
Union
stop right there. Like, drop the mic. That's it. The message is you can no longer count on the security assurances made by the free world. And that is Mark Rubio saying that 10 years ago. He said, we ain't about shit. And neither is Russia. Right? Here, I gave you the charger, babe. It's right by the bed. I plugged it up for you.
Look, put it on.
So when people say, oh, well, $119 billion is too much. Thanks, Ingra. Huh, Inger, what? I will tell you this. It is not. It is not too much. And the fact that we have to lie about how much that we've given them speaks volumes to me. The United States of America has not given $350 or $300 billion to Ukraine. A lot of the equipment that we gave to them is in an old stockpile. Much of it, the ammo is expired. You can't use it, right? A lot of it. Okay. So we gave it to Ukraine and then said that the value of it was the value of new stuff, which is not true. We inflated the numbers, the value by 60%. And then we didn't have to pay to dispose of it. And a lot of the money that we are saying went to Ukraine is actually being given to United States manufacturing facilities to replenish the stockpile that we emptied. You see how damn dirty we are? And I know that's going to be hard for some people. I know that it's going to be really, really hard for some people. Okay? Michael Hanley, don't put links in the chat, please, because TikTok doesn't like it. We've actually only given about $89 billion. That's how much has been given. Some of it has not even been approved for payment yet. I need for y'all to understand. So imagine we got some old shit out in the shed that don't have work. Some of it's expired. We're going to have to pay to get rid of it, right? Yeah, Lisa, stop for a second, right? And we say, well, I'm going to give it to you. And then I go tell everybody that what I gave you was the current retail value of the old shit that I gave you that we can't even hardly use no more, right? Meanwhile, we save money because we don't have to dispose of it. And then we're paying our own companies to replace the stock. And then we want to sit you in front of the world and say, have you said thank you? Right? Which, by the way, Zelensky has said thank you a ton of times to everyone. He has said thank you many times, right? And I'm going to say this. I keep telling people all the time. The fact that I supported a Biden ticket and a Harris ticket does not mean I support everything they did in office. You got it? This is one of those things I'm not behind. I don't like the way it was done. The same way I don't like how everything was done between Palestine and Israel. Now, they were still the best choice for the country. Let me be very clear about that. Let me be incredibly clear about that. Kamala Harris was still the better choice for the country, especially for American people. Right? I still believe that. If we held the election today, I would still vote that same way. That has not changed. It does not mean that I agree with everything every administration has done. I don't agree with the way Barack Obama handled Syria at all. At all. No, WSB. Right? You hear what I'm saying, folks? I don't agree with pulling out. We had the ability to stabilize Syria, and Barack Obama was supposed to do that. He had the buy-in of our allies to do that, and he pulled out at the last minute. And I don't support that. That's just me personally. I don't support that. No, he did have help. He did have help. Hold on, and I'm going to show you. Give me a second, baby.
It like Nemo in it.
Yeah.
Like Nemo had us in it.
It's gonna make me put in years because, of course, there's a ton of stuff on here. I'll pull it up for you guys. Let me see if I can find it really, really quickly. Yeah. Our allies were on board with this. No, I don't listen to the man. I don't know what he said, and I don't know. No, when you ask me, do I know what Trump meant? You could have just stopped right there. When you say, do you know what Trump meant when he said, listen, I don't even pretend to decipher bullshit. I just don't. I know there are a lot of people out there that go, oh, no, what he really meant was, I don't do that. I think he meant whatever he said. And if what he said didn't make no damn sense, he probably still meant it. Like, that's just where I land with that. No, I don't try to decipher that. I just no. I just don't. Okay, so okay, I'm trying to find this real quick because I don't like saying something and then not being able to show you where I got it. But give me a second. Mila, what are you doing, love? Nothing. Yeah, hold on a second, girl. Give me a second, guys. I need to find the when. I'm trying to find this specifically place. So here's what I'm telling you guys. He ended up doing it in 2015, but had the ability to do it in 2012, 2013 that would have prevented. This is why. So let me just tell you guys this. Have you ever heard anti-Obama people saying that Obama gave us the is people? Have you heard that? Thank you for telling people to tap, Tori. I appreciate it. Have you heard that? Okay. So yeah, so there are people that don't like Obama and they say, well, Obama's the reason we have the is people. So when you think of the word is and then put it twice, you know who I'm talking about, right? Those people. They say that because the lack of action that we took, we did not, that is what enabled them to come in and take that took Syria, right? And so that is what they, but so the way that they say it is they make it seem like he struck a deal with them. He didn't strike a deal with them. But it was our unwillingness to go in and do that, right? So just to be clear, I will pull no, he didn't. What? Here, Gwen, I'm going to go ahead and invite you up. Gwen, what you got? I invited you up to the panel, Gwen. All right, Gwen, what? No, who did not? Hello, Gwen. Gwen.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I was saying I was agreeing with what you were saying.
Oh, okay. I was like, because, I'm only catching half the sentences. So I was like, no, he didn't what?
Do a deal with it. Yeah, when you were saying that there was, yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, he didn't. But that's the way that they like to present it, right? Mm-hmm. But that's not, it's not that he did a deal with them. He didn't. But it was at the last minute, our decision to not put boots on the ground when we had allies that were willing to. That's the part that that's the part that allowed them to do what they did. 100%.
Having allies, but what about the rest of the governmental agencies that have to vote on or approve things? And they were giving him such a hard time of saying no to everything.
Yeah, but at that time, and I'll have to go back and find, because this is something that I looked up like several years ago.
Yeah.
At that time, it had been decided that it was a go. It was a documentary that I watched on it, that it was going to happen. And then it was a last minute change that made it not happen. And of course,
what was last minute change?
Yeah, and it doesn't say. That's the part that bothers me. It was just we didn't do it. So it would be interesting to see. So now I'm over here. I'm getting ready to watch this because this is a whole thing, PBS thing on it.
I don't want to pull you from what you were talking
No,
about.
you're good. So now I'm over here like, okay, we're going to end up doing this, and this, but I'll look at it as well, right? But no, I appreciate you. I just was like, wait, he didn't do what? Okay, got you, Gwen.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, that's the least of what was happening as compared to right now, the destruction
And
the hypocrisy.
yes,
greed,
100%.
The idiocracy of the people in position just to be yes men, and the disgracefulness of the Republicans that are just saying yes against their own
country.
Yeah.
Not even just their own party, not whatever, but literally against the country that they swore an oath to the Constitution to protect.
I'm glad that all people that are looking and taking the blinders off are saying something and getting out there and putting their feet to the fire. They need to keep doing it.
100%. And that's the thing. So
vote you out, do it.
Did you see, oh my gosh, who was it? It was somebody that said, so here's what should happen. So the GOP is telling all of its people to stop holding town halls, right? And so here's my thing. Democrats should go into those places and hold town halls.
Exactly.
And I saw I forget who posted it. Maybe the Lincoln Project said Democrats go to those. And I don't know why they're not.
Midas Touch is saying the same thing. iHip News is saying the same thing.
Yep,
John Lemon
100%.
is saying the same thing.
And this is the time. So literally, this thing that, like, the thing that comes out, what Democrats did today, right? That's the thing, y'all know it's having me do this. 40 people do a team heart thing as the flash goal. TikTok and these damn flash goals. I don't like these, but you know what? Whatever. So it wants 40 different, they cost one coin, those things. And that's going to be loud as hell for like however long it takes 40 people to send this thing. See? It is totally treasonous, Linda. I agree 100%. Grr. That's 15 of us so far.
Well, we need to get on it, everybody.
Yes.
Independents, Republicans, Democrats, we're just Americans. We need to put their feet
to the fire.
They need to get rid of all of them.
100%.
They need to do it. They need to do it.
Yes.
These crazy people need to come out of the woodwork and do something about it.
Yeah,
because
agreed.
They voted at their own peril.
Yeah.
And I call it non-thinkers that don't do their research, that really don't care as long as it doesn't affect them, which is a sad state of affairs.
Well, because people don't even know what does affect them. I think that's the thing. And so what I say is, because here's one of the things. When I think about people who vote, I don't tell people you're voting against your own ideas. The reason why I don't, around your own best interest, the reason why I don't is because it just turns people off. You make them sound dumb, right? Because here's what I do believe. I believe that people don't know what is in their best interest.
Clear.
Yep.
If you're on Social Security, you're going to get affected. If you're on Medicaid, you need to be affected. And if you look at the demographic, which is on those systems, it's not who they say it is.
Nah, it ain't. It ain't. It's the same thing they said about the welfare system. It ain't who they say it is.
Correct.
And that's the same demographic. Let me just tell you that.
Oh, I understand. I know.
Yeah, that's the same. I was saying it for the folks over there, everywhere.
I know who you're talking to.
But yes,
exactly.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, did it go?
Time and look and see what people are saying, because if it doesn't sound right, it doesn't smell right, it's not. You've known this person. I'm from Connecticut.
Okay.
So we've known about this administration for decades.
Yep.
Decades. Nothing has changed.
Nope.
It's just gotten worse. And I really think that there has been a plan all along. Well, I think actually that Elon, because they said that they were uploading some of the counts in the Starlink instead of in Verizon, or they lost the Verizon contract. So that's a problem right there.
Yep.
So that really, they're researching. I said they should have researched the day after the election on what was happening, because it doesn't make sense on the graphics, how it turned out.
Yeah.
But I really think they put him in there knowing that he is not going to be here long, and then they can just shift the next person under him right in, which is worse.
Right. Exactly. Because that person has already shown us how. So listen, when somebody says, how do we have a Democratic town hall? You contact your Democratic representatives that are over your area, and you say, hey, we want you all to come in. And these are the issues of our community. These are the issues that people want to know about. And we want to have a town hall. And this is your opportunity to make a difference in this district. And the conversation at these town halls does not need to be about Donald Trump and Elon Musk. People hear about that shit all day, every day. The conversations need to be about what are Democratic representatives doing every day. What are they working on? What do they want to get passed? That's what needs to be happening.
Yeah. The I don't know what you want to call it, complacency of let's play fair has long gone out the window.
Yeah.
Say what you need to say. I love Jasmine Crockett. I love AOC. I think that they should be more in the forefront to really get out there and hit it hard, because they're not going to change what's going on the other side.
Well, here's my thing. I think I like Jasmine Crockett. I like AOC. And I'm going to tell you what, the reason why they won't get the job done when it comes to reaching across the aisle is because what we need are white women, and we need white males. Mm-hmm. That's who needs to be stepping forward from the damn Democratic Party.
Yeah.
That's who needs to be stepping forward. You need, and not no damn Adam Schiff. People are tired of seeing his ass. I'm just telling you, right? Right. So it needs to be the John Ossoffs because he's cute, right? He's eye candy for people. People will look at his ass and listen just because he's a cute heterosexual sort of right. That's it.
Yeah.
So put John Ossoff's ass. That should be the voice standing beside Jeffries and Sowell.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. I hope they get it together quickly because, like you said, now is the time.
Yep.
This is the opportunity. And with the what is the vote? Is there special elections coming up in April?
Yeah, April 1st.
They need to be out there yesterday.
Yep. We've been talking about it, but I will tell you this. I have been disappointed by the ads and the interviews that I have heard from those two candidates for districts 1 and 6, because it's been a lot of the same Democratic talking points. I've heard more about Matt Gaetz than how the Democratic candidate would do different than him. I've heard more about what he didn't do than about what she will do and how she will do it.
Okay.
And that's a problem, right? That's a problem. And you know, I know that was his district and all of that. And I know, but I'm just saying that's a problem. I Blue Honey Pot, I don't know. Cause let me just tell you, I told y'all this, I'm gonna tell you again. I went to that candidate's website. I filled out a form and said, would love to have you on my TikTok. Let me know. I ain't heard shit from them. Now they were on another TikToker's platform talking, right? And that's fine. I'm just saying, listen, here's all I'm saying, right? Is what is the definition of insanity?
Saying and doing the same thing and get the same results.
Right. Doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Yeah, different result, right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
it's
like
not working, it's not getting across. They're not hearing.
No.
It's gotta be really distinct and detailed, and it really needs to hit home. And like you said, the right face, because we know what the country really is, the history of this country.
Yeah. And here's my thing. Don't get me wrong. I believe 100% that the country, had we had a longer campaign, would have elected its first Black woman president. I really do. Right. 177 days. You know what I mean? I think we 100% could have gotten there. But what I think we need to do right now to bridge that gap. So I'll share this with you guys. When I went to Standing Rock in December of 2015, right? 2016. Yeah. When I went to Standing Rock in December of 2016, you can't just show up when they were protecting the water against the Dakota Access Pipeline, right? You couldn't just show up there and say, oh, I want to go on the front lines with you. Because number one, whatever you did while you were there, they were going to be held responsible for when you left. Got it? So they needed to make sure that you knew what to do and how to do it. So like people would be surprised, but when we got there, the very next morning, we had to go to a 2-hour orientation. Standing in front of us at that 2-hour orientation was an elder, a member of the LGBTQ community, was a white woman, and was a brown person, right? So they had everybody represented at the front. And the person that was going to be addressing so for example, when they were teaching us, don't come and ask an elder for no damn wisdom if you're not showing up with no tobacco, right? When they were sharing with us, you need to be indigenous centered. Don't be asking to touch nobody's hair or nobody's, jacket, skin, none of that, right? That was a non-native delivering that message. When they were giving messages around anything that was racial, right? It was a white person delivering that message. When it was around LGBTQ individuals, it was a cis heterosexual person delivering that message. You follow me?
Makes sense.
Yep. Because I'm speaking to my people. I'm in your demographic, right? And so it was just really smart. And so, but what needs to happen is we need to be having a white male, white female, and then you can throw in our AOCs and our Jasmines, and you can add, and I'm gonna tell you, y'all, everybody's like Katie Porter. Let me just tell y'all why Katie Porter, in and of herself, while she is brilliant, right? She is not the great bridge for MAGA Republicans. Because if Katie Porter has to pull out a whiteboard for the CEO of a credit card company, we ain't got no damn time for that. We don't. Right? We get it that she's minivan, dirty minivan, young kid, coffee spilling on the seats and all of that, right? What's up, Big C? But what you need is just like off the cuff running with it. What's the one white woman I have seen? There's one white woman in the house that I have seen later that is doing it. Gosh, I can't think of her name. I'll find her and I'll replace and
long hair and glasses.
nope. God, why can't I think of who this chick is? And I say chick with respect. Don't listen, y'all giving me all day names. No, I know Elise Slotkin. Listen, I know Elise Slotkin all day, every day, Mel Gray. Hold on, let me just see. Y'all gonna keep naming names until I pull somebody up. Stansberry is one that I've seen, but there's another one. Stansberry is the redhead. Melanie Stansberry is the redhead, but there's a blonde one too. There's a blonde one too. There's a blonde one too. Yep, she's a young woman, shoulder length hair. You know what I'm talking about? She is one, and she's been calling them out. Right? Liz Murkowski. No, Melanie Stansberry. I'm looking at her. She's got red hair. Girl, okay. No, not Tina Smith. She's young, and I can't think of her name. But anyway, y'all follow me. The point is that that's what we need, the folks that need to be leading from the front, right? John Ossoff put his little pretty self right up there on front, right? Put him right there. You can back him up with the Reverend if you want. But I'm just telling you, like, that's what needs to happen. Okay? So in my humble opinion, what we absolutely have to be doing right now is being in red spaces. We need to be contacting your red representatives. For those of y'all who are always saying, oh, well, what if I live in Lindsey Graham's territory? Call his ass up. Send him an email. Red territory is where you need to be because they are not happy. And many of them are frightened. Y'all, people back home freaked out when they saw that they plan to close the Nashville Social Security office in Tennessee. They want to go from 10 regions for Social Security down to 4. Do y'all have any idea how many people will not be able to fix their benefits if you go from 10 regional offices down to 4? It's dangerous. It's crazy. Meanwhile, Elon's ass making another $200 million, $200 billion. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, so Justin Canoe is at the Tennessee Holler. Justin's a friend of mine. He's one of the first people that covered our protest against ballot health. That was back before the Holler was what it is today, right? It has grown. But yeah, so Justin's good people. So what people need to understand is these are the conversations that we have to be having with people. When people say, why are we supporting Ukraine? Because we promised that we would. And how we show up, Stacy, I had to text him the other day and I said, Justin, the sheriffs were in Sullivan County. Diana Harshbarger's town hall was in Blountville, which is Sullivan County, Tennessee, because he had put Washington County, Johnson City, but and he was like, whoops, good catch, thanks. I was like, you're welcome. But listen, folks, this is where we have to be about the business of sharing information, of doing all of the things, getting in the business of good trouble, and giving people accurate information. We need to be a country that is respected and that our allies believe they can trust. she was escorted out. She wasn't dragged, but yeah, she was escorted out. Yeah. Y'all follow me? So tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing a good trouble training, good trouble workshop. We are going, was she dragged at one time? By a point, probably so. I didn't watch the whole thing. And the reason why is I don't like Diana Harshbarger. I don't like her. I don't like her felon ass husband. I don't like her son. I don't like any of them. Just don't. I just don't. And when I say that her husband is a felon, it's because he was found guilty of Medicare. He was of Medicare Medicaid fraud. No, Harshbarger. It was Diana Harshbarger's event, and the person that got escorted / dragged out, I don't know who that was, but they were discussing Title IX, and that's when it happened. But Diana Harshbarger, that's who it was. I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't like her husband. For those of you all who don't know, her husband took a plea deal because her husband was selling a fake ass medication as if it was something else for people, I believe, that were in need of dialysis. Hold on a second. Robert Harshbarger plea agreement. Hold on. Yeah, kidney dialysis patients. They received some fake ass thing because he was buying the stuff from China, and her husband took the plea deal. But now here's the thing. Do you know what the plea deal included? Do y'all know what the plea deal included? Because I do. Hold on. I'm going to show it to you because y'all know I love to be about like receipts. So let me show you. And this is fun because when I want to remember where I did something, hold on. Danny Cook. Diana. Harshbarger plea deal. I just got to look up where what I posted. Yeah, for his wife not to be indicted. So here it is. It's page 16 of 22. The document is it was filed on May 21st of 2013. The case number is 5:12-CR-40119-JAR in all caps. And here's what it says. Point C says to not file any charges against the defendant's wife, against whom the government currently has no evidence of complicity in the activities charged in the indictment. So that was part of the plea agreement, was that they would not file any charges against Diana if and when evidence became available. That was then the plea deal. Now, I don't know why the hell that needs to be in there if you ain't do shit. But it was. And she was listed as an officer on the paperwork for the company, just so everyone knows. All right, but let's just finish listening to, just to tie it off. Just to tie it off, we're going to circle all the way back around, and I'm going to let Mark Rubio, back when he had a pear that was bigger than baby carrots, tell you the deal, right? So here we go.
When the Soviet Union fell in the early 1990s, Ukraine was left with the world's third largest stockpile of tactical nuclear weapons and strategic nuclear weapons on the planet. But they signed this agreement with the United States, the United Kingdom, and Russia that basically said, if you give up your nuclear weapons, we, these three countries that signed to this, will provide for your defense and assure you of your defense. And so Ukraine did that. They gave up these weapons. Well, now, this was signed in 1994, 20 years later, one of the three countries that signed that agreement hasn't just not provided for their defense, they actually invaded them.
That would
and
be
I want to make a point on this.
Crimea, Russia.
Think about if you're one of these other countries around the world right now that feels threatened by your neighbors. And the United States and the rest of the world are going to you and saying, listen, don't develop nuclear weapons. We will protect you. We will watch out for you. What kind of lesson do you think this instance sends to them? I think the message this is sending to many nations around the world is perhaps we can no longer count on the security promises made by the free world.
Now,
the Soviet
right there is where you just need to like drop the mic, because we are in a place right now, folks, where what we are doing, what is being done in the Oval Office is 100% sending messages to the countries around the world. TikTok Danny is the best educator. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. Right? But this is the deal. So did I put both documents in? I put the trilateral process. I put the trilateral process in the link tree. What I want to do next is also put in the actual so it's in the treaties in the UN, and guys, you have to go to the bottom of the page, which is 167. That is where the Budapest Memorandum is. So let me see if I can show you. Okay, so I'm going to finish up by giving you guys this. You ready? Let me share my screen real quick. Hold on, Sissy Tutu's almost done, girl. All right, so here's what it says. This is the actual memorandum. It says Ukraine, Russian Federation, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and United States of America. Memorandum on security assurances in connection with Ukraine's accession to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Big Boom Booms in Budapest, 5 December 1994. And it says, hold on. Ukraine, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the United States of America, welcoming the accession of Ukraine to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Big Boom Booms as a non-Big Boom Boom state, taking into account the commitment of Ukraine to eliminate all Big Boom Booms from its territory within a specified period of time. Noting the changes in the worldwide security situation, including the end of the cold conflict, which have brought about conditions for deep reductions in Big Boom Boom forces, confirm the following. Number one, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the United States of America reaffirm their commitment to Ukraine in accordance with the principles of the CSCE Final Act to respect the independence and sovereignty and existing borders of Ukraine. Number two, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the United States of America reaffirm their obligation to refrain from the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of Ukraine, and that none of their weapons will ever be used against Ukraine except in self-defense or otherwise in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations. Number three, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the United States of America reaffirm their commitment to Ukraine in accordance with the principles of the CSCE Final Act to refrain from economic coercion. Can I say this again? Economic coercion, designed to subordinate to their own interest the exercise by Ukraine of the rights inherent in its sovereignty and thus to secure advantages of any kind. Let me just tell y'all, that shit we saw Donald Trump do the other day was economic coercion. If you're being honest, if you're willing to call a thing, it was economic coercion. Number four, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the United States of America reaffirm their commitment to seek immediate United Nations Security Council action to provide assistance to Ukraine as a non-boom boom state party to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Big Boom Booms if Ukraine should become a victim of an act of aggression or an object of a threat of aggression in which Big Boom Booms are used. Number five, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the United States of America reaffirm, in the case of Ukraine, their commitment to not use big boom booms against any non-big boom boom state party to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Big Boom Booms, except in the case of an attack on themselves, their territories or dependent territories, their armed forces, or their allies by such a state in association or alliance with a big boom boom state. 6. Ukraine, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the United States of America will consult in the event a situation arises which raises a question concerning these commitments. This memorandum will be applicable upon signature. And folks, it was signed. At that time, Crimea belonged to Ukraine. And it was 20 years later. It was 20 years later that Russia violated this agreement by invading and trying to annex Crimea. Crimea belonged to Ukraine. So here's the thing, people. We either are or we aren't reliable. We either do or don't keep our promises. We either do or we don't. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. If you're like, oh, we just don't. I hope y'all don't. Crimea. I don't know why I always say Crimea, Daisy Shell. But let me just be clear about this for a second. I want you to just think about the message to the rest of the world where we have agreements with. Because if you think that we can outdo them all, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. Y'all see how quickly Norway had to say something when one of their largest fuel suppliers said, fuck Navy ships, we ain't refueling you. Fuck them Navy vessels that come up in here. Nah, we don't plan to participate anymore. This thing made us sick. And we call on everybody else to not give y'all none either. Right? Y'all think that, oh, America first, like America can do it by themselves. Nah. And can I just say this? Those of you all who are like, oh, but Trump really is the best thing for the country. And I just don't believe, let me tell y'all what y'all are. What Donald Trump is doing right now to the United States of America is what abusive boyfriends do to their girlfriends. What abusive spouses do to the other one, that is what he's doing. They isolate you. Anybody that would help you, anybody that would rectify you, anybody that would whatever, they isolate you. That's the relationship. The relationship between Donald Trump and us as constituents is that. I'm just, so, everyone needs to kind of get a clear reality check. I was reading a Facebook thread this morning, watching regular folk that ain't got a lick of damn education, ain't practiced medicine a day in their damn life, arguing with a pediatrician about why vaccines are bad. What? And she's literally saying, folks, you got healthy children unaliving from measles. That should not be a thing. And then let me tell you what somebody said to her. Somebody said, well, I just don't know about the sheer number of them. Can you just tell me, why do we have so many now? And she said, because we have the science to prevent more diseases. Not so loud, sissy. She said, we have the science to prevent more diseases. That's why. Like,
Yeah.
thank you, Chantel. Like, if you can prevent more, right? When people say, why are there more of something than there ever was before, folks, when you have a new diagnosis, I can look at people that I grew up right now and go, damn, that person was autistic. Right? Yeah, Black Power, you did. But we didn't do that back then. We didn't talk about depression back then. We didn't talk about anxiety back then. I got a friend right now back home. He has Tourette's. Because he has these small tics, right? And he does them all the time. But nobody in the hood was like, we need to go get you something for your for your Tourette's. Everybody was just like, that fool right there, just, we just knew that's what he did. It's true. Listen, Red Hot, that Joker. And if people back home were watching me right now, y'all know who I'm talking about. Because he does this where he would like, and he would kiss in the air, just, and that's what he would do, just randomly as hell. But folks, listen, when we say, why are there so many now? Because we diagnose things today that we did not diagnose 40 years ago. Back in my day, we beat ADD children. Back in my day, you got whipped. ADHD children got their ass beat in school. They was bad kids. There wasn't no, oh, we need to make accommodations. There wasn't no, it was you not doing what the fuck you supposed to do. You not, that we beat mental health. We beat people that had mental health issues. We beat people that had differences in physical. That's what happened. Right, Cheryl. And we also didn't let those kids in school. When y'all say it, like, it just baffles me when people are like, I hear people say all the time, well, I got my ass beat when I was a kid and I turned out okay. And here's my thing. No, you did not. If the place that you arrived at was that you want children to be beaten, you did not turn out okay, my friend. And I'll tell you the best way for us to know that we did not turn out okay is because of the world that we have created. If where you have arrived is that you want other people to suffer, you did not turn out okay. I know, Rachel, it'll go to court. Right. Women with postpartum. And listen, that's why they called it hysterectomy. Just take all that shit out. She's hysterical. She's emotional. Even though it takes a year for a woman's hormones to go back into place after giving birth. Nope, her ass is just uncontrollable. She's hysterical. Just take all that shit out. Right? Right, Cheryl, have no physical punishment be put in your child's IEP. I don't know why this is so hard for people to understand. This is not hard. This is not difficult, people. So, yeah, I'm listening. I look at people saying things and I'm just like, are you for real? Are you for real? You can't be. Right? You can't be. Folks, right, Linda. So here's the thing. The reality is this. At the behest of the United States of America, in a trilateral process between the United States of America, the Russian Federation, and the country of Ukraine, in 1994, we made an agreement with the country of Ukraine that we would absolve, that we would take care of their defense if they agreed to join the treaty to become a state with the non-proliferation of big boom booms, right? That's what we promised. That is what we promised. If you will do this, if you will join this treaty with the rest of us, because you have the world's third largest stockpile of these things, we will ensure the sovereignty of your country. We will ensure the integrity of your territories. That is what we said we would do. We signed a piece of paper. And we just simply need to live up to our word. And we need to live up to it without inflating the numbers. We need to live up to it without lying to people. We need to live up to it, period. Right, Deb? That's just it. I don't have the answer to that, Linda. I don't know. Jewel, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about the meeting in the Oval Office. I agree with you. It was signed in 1994. It was signed in 1994. So again, clever girl reading. I'm just going to be very clear. None of that is relevant to our agreement. None of that is relevant. None of that is relevant. Again, none of that is relevant. Our country made an agreement with the country of Ukraine, period. And when you talk about, so let me just tell y'all what's happening over here on YouTube. So clever girl reading says, no, we absolutely shouldn't support Ukraine. All right, Zeke, good to see you. And then she says, just remember when everything started, they refused to let Black and brown people leave the country. In fact, they pushed them off trains and blah, blah, blah. That's what she's saying. My point is, that's not relevant to the Budapest Memorandum. It's just not. And then she said, remember the Black pregnant woman and the other children stated that they had to walk hours to the border to get to safety. Let me just tell you, there are Black and brown people in the United States of America right the fuck now, walking for hours trying to get to safety in our own damn country. So the reality is still this. She says, why should we get between? Because we got in between them. This is what you don't understand. She said, so why should we get between a turf war with Russia and Ukraine? Because we got between it in 1994 because it suited our interests. The United States of America butted the fuck in between the Russian Federation and Ukraine. Once the Soviet Union fell in 1991, there were 4 places that had significant big boom booms, right? And America did not want Ukraine to have them. And they did. At that time, they had the 3rd largest amount of big boom booms in the world. And so when Russia and Ukraine could not reach an agreement on what to do with those big boom booms because Russia wanted them back, the United States of America put our nose in their damn business. That's what we did. We did. I don't give a shit when you talk about their racist, sexist, homophobic. So the fuck is the United States of America. Let me be clear. I don't care. Whatever you can say right now, so is the United States of America. I don't care. I don't care. The bottom line is we did not want them to have them. They said, okay, well, we got 4 things that we need acceptable answers to. The United States of America said, okay. And Bill Clinton and Yeltsin and the Ukrainian president, they all got together and they had all these big meetings. And then they signed a damn memorandum, the Budapest Memorandum, when Ukraine joined the damn treaty. So therefore, we are obligated to do what the fuck we said we was going to do. No, there was no time limit in the memorandum. Clever girl. Because guess what? They gave up their big boom booms for longer than 3 years. So yes, we helped them for more than 3 years. The craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, can this be real life? Can this be real life, that this is how your brain works? Oh, where they're xenophobic. So the fuck are plenty of people in the United States of America. Well, Ukraine is racist. So the fuck is the United States of America. Well, Ukraine is sexist. So the fuck is the United States of America. I don't know what you want me to tell you about that. That don't have shit to do with upholding the agreement. And I'm going to give you an example. All right. You get married to someone, you make a covenant. And in that marriage agreement is we don't cheat, right? We are whatever. And you don't just get to say, well, he don't take out the trash. You don't get to say, well, he leaves his boxers on the floor. You don't get to say, well, he don't put his toothpaste back on the lid on the toothpaste. You don't get to say, well, damn, they don't refill the ice tray. You don't get to say, well, but she turned out to be a bad cook. It don't damn matter. You made the agreement. You made the agreement. And it was our agreement. Period. I don't give a fuck that we live here, but we live here. Let's take care of home first. Us taking care of Ukraine don't have shit to do with taking care of home first. Not a damn thing in the world. Not a damn thing in the world. There is plenty of money to take care of the United States of America. If you don't know that, listen, if you really want to know, go call your governor's office and find out how your federal dollars are spent in your state. Why don't you do that? You think that we have a problem? Go call your governor's office and let them tell you where to go to see how your federal funding is distributed in your state. Because I can promise you, most of what you're mad about is because your state is not doing what the fuck they're supposed to do with the federal dollars they get. How do I know? Because in 2019, Bill Lee in Tennessee got caught with $732 million of temporary assistance for needy families sitting in the fucking bank. Sitting in the bank. $732 million, y'all, specifically for temporary assistance for needy families. And Bill Lee bragging about being fiscally conservative, fiscally responsible. Let me just give y'all a fiscal fucking lesson, okay? Let's just imagine right now that I had 3 children. My children are grown, but let's just say that I have 3 young children. And I have $50,000 in the bank. I got $50,000, y'all, in the bank, okay? But I got my children sleeping outside. They don't get fed, right? They don't go to the dentist. They don't go to the pediatrician, but DCS comes knocking on my door. That's Child Protective Services, okay? And they come knocking on my door and they say, Miss Cook, we've heard that you're not taking care of these children. They don't have health care. They're not going to the dentist. They don't have housing. They're sleeping outside. And I say, listen, I hear you. but I got $50,000 in the bank. I'm being fiscally fucking responsible. What's DCS's response? Give me them babies. Give me them children right now. Give them to me right now. And that's exactly what all of you voters should be saying to these raggedy ass politicians that are not taking care of your children, that are not taking care of their constituents. Take it back. They do not deserve to be over it. They do not deserve to be responsible for your children's health care. They do not deserve to be responsible for your mother and your father's medication. They do not deserve it because they are not taking care of you. I don't want to hear about no damn rainy day fund. That's it. Whew. Y'all keep playing around and acting like the United States of America is a country in and of itself that don't need nobody else or nothing, and y'all gonna fuck around and find out how the world really works. There are hundreds of other countries besides us, and we need them just like they need us. That's the way it works. No man is an island unto himself, and not even the damn country. And the reason that most of the world cannot stand Americans is because y'all don't seem to grasp that shit. You think their sun rises and sets on your ass. Meanwhile, Americans speak the least number of languages of most everybody else in the damn world. Go on to Africa while y'all talking shit about Africans, and they speak 4 languages at a minimum. 4, right? Go on to other countries where they know more about world history than we ever do. Shit, Americans don't even know American history. Y'all can't even face the truth about American history, much less world history. Shit. Can you imagine? Y'all can't even deal with American history. It just is what it is. I can't with y'all. We speak the least amount of languages, know the least about other countries, and then travel expecting everybody to speak English and cater to our asses. Craziest shit ever. But America's the greatest country in the world. In what? Arrogance? Willful ignorance? I mean, I'm just asking. It's time for my favorite video before I leave y'all today. It's one of my favorite clips ever. Oh, I'm going to do it for y'all. I've played it before, but we're going to play it again. Are y'all ready? All right. Just hold on for me, folks. We're going to do it together. Who is that? Why did you do that? Okay, right here. I'm gonna stop it right here. Y'all ready? Now, where is hold on. YouTube guy, I hope clever girl, I hope you're still here. Sweet baby Jesus, I hope you're still here. Because we're gonna watch this together. Y'all ready? You want to hear it? Here it go. Here we go, y'all.
Hi, My name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world? Why is America
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're gonna tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That is it, folks. That is Will McAvoy. That is from the movie, the series, The Newsroom. And it was one of the most brilliant television series I've ever seen. I think it was so close to home and it was so informative for people. That's why they shut that shit down. But it is from The Newsroom. That is Will McAvoy. So, y'all can tell I've seen it a couple times because I can quote most of it. So, again, it goes on to say, let me say this though. He goes on to say, y'all want me to play the rest of the clip? Because he goes on to end it on a really great note. Right there, he says, so when you ask me what makes America the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? Hey, not so quiet, guys. Here's the rest of it, though. Listen. Here it goes. Mila.
We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy.
We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election.
We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men who were revered.
We were informed.
First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
goodness. We are not screaming, please. But we can be. So this show was, it's a show called The Newsroom. Okay. You can still stream it. No, that clip, all you have to do is type in America's Not the Greatest Country in the World clip, and it's on YouTube, right? But it's an amazing, it's an amazing show, and it's from the perspective of a newsroom, of a news show. As y'all know, Dominic and Bella just got here, so I'm getting ready to go, but it's really great. And let me just say this, okay? There are things about this country that are great. And the greatest thing, the America has been the greatest for cis heterosexual white men.
Where's my phone? What?
I'm just,
On my phone.
that's the fact. That's just a fact. And women, white women, if you think that this doesn't apply to you, go ask your Republican senators why the ERA has not been put into the Constitution. Yes. It was laying right there. I will get it in just a moment, please. You hear me? White women, you think this doesn't apply to you? Call your Republican representatives. Stop for a minute, please. What's on your face? Oh, never mind. It's your lollipop. It's fine. Ask them why the ERA isn't in the Constitution if you don't believe me. So, I know not everybody likes it when I'm very... One moment. Hey, I don't know what that was, but it's completely unacceptable. Sisters, I can't do it. Mila's screaming at Bella. And the ERA is the Equal Rights Amendment, Manda J. It was passed in 73. And it took until 2020 to be ratified. Virginia was the 38th state to ratify it, and it took until 2020 for that to happen. And because it took longer than 10 years, it has not been added to the Constitution. And when we could have gotten passed a resolution to get rid of that 10-year requirement, GOP senators blocked it. 2023, look it up. So now I'm going to go so that I can handle this shit right here. They're not my kids, they're grandkids. But I'm going to go handle this. Right? That's what I'm going to do right now. I will be back tonight. If you have not registered for tomorrow's workshop, Good Trouble Training, the link is in the link tree. Make sure you do that. There's around 30 some spots left. The training from Saturday is up on YouTube. It is also in the link tree. Make sure that you are following on the socials. Make sure that you check out the podcast show, The Denny Cook Podcast. You can stream it wherever you are. Yeah. And I will talk to you all later. For those of you guys that ordered decks, I'm putting them together to get mailed out now. All right. So I will talk to you all later. Appreciate you very much. Have a great day, people.